Ever scroll through those videos online? You know the ones kind of make you cringe. People pushing it to the limit, doing these crazy stunts, and you're thinking, okay, why? But it's like, we're all a little bit hardwired for that viral moment, right? Wanting that attention, that recognition, even if it's just for a few seconds on a screen. But where's the line? When does that desire to be seen, to go viral, actually become dangerous?
Well, that's what we're diving into today, looking at this tragic story of a young influencer who died after falling from Spain's highest bridge while filming a stunt. And it just, well, it makes you think about the price of online fame, you know?
It really does.
So let's get into it. This happened at the Castilla-La Mancha Bridge in Spain. It's huge, over 600 feet high. Think about that for a second. Over the Tagus River. Early one morning, this 26-year-old British influencer, we don't know his name yet, he was climbing the bridge, clearly for a video, and he was with someone, a 24-year-old.
And this wasn't some, hidden spot, some climb at your own risk kind of deal. Local authorities have been very clear about how dangerous this bridge is. They've even put up signs that say climbing is banned.
Yeah, you figured that would be a pretty clear message. Don't climb this giant bridge, you could die, right?
Right. But this is where it gets tricky, this whole idea of online clout, of going viral. It can make people do some pretty risky things. And it's not the first time someone's tried this on this very bridge.
See, that's what's so fascinating to me. Even with the danger, the warnings, the potential consequences, it's like this pull towards viral fame is just stronger. So what is it about this online world, this need to be seen by millions, that makes people disregard these risks?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's easy to just say, oh, it's attention-seeking, but it's got to be more than that. Think about it. Thousands, millions of people liking your content, validating you. It's intoxicating. There's a dopamine rush, this sense of belonging, even if it's fleeting and online. And for some people, that becomes addictive.
It's like you get hooked on that feeling, that validation. It makes you wonder, about the friend who was with him. You'd hope someone in that situation would say, hey, maybe let's not risk our lives for a 15-second video. But that's the power of this online world, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It can really warp your perception of risk. Like the consequences don't feel as real, especially when you're caught up in the moment trying to get that viral shot. And that's a scary thought.
It's wild, right? This idea that something as abstract as likes and views could make someone think they're invincible.
It's a dangerous game, that's for sure. And it makes you think, who's responsible when things go wrong? The people making these videos or the platforms giving them a stage?
That's the thing, right? It's not so simple. It's like this whole system that can end up rewarding risky behavior.
Yeah. And think about how algorithms work.
Yeah.
They promote content that people engage with. And what's more engaging than a video that gets your heart racing, right? But that creates this loop. And sometimes the consequences, they're real.
And it's not always the person making the video who pays the price. Remember that story a couple of years back, the young woman, she was trying to copy a viral challenge she saw online.
Oh, right.
Ended up setting her house on fire.
It's easy to forget when you're scrolling through that feed that there are real-world consequences. What we're seeing online, it's spilling over.
Makes you wonder if we even designed our world with this in mind. Like, take this bridge. It was built to connect two places, not be a backdrop for a viral video.
It's a good point. How do you design a park, a bridge, anything, when everyone's thinking about how it'll look on camera? More signs, more barriers.
But then, aren't you kind of shutting down creativity? Like, where's the line between being safe and stifling expression?
Exactly. It's not about saying don't be creative. It's about responsibility.
Yeah.
And that goes for everyone. The people making the content, the platforms, and yeah, even the people watching.
So how do we do that? How do we encourage responsibility when the internet can feel like, well, kind of like the Wild West?
I mean, having these conversations is a good start, right? Making people aware of the risks. Education is key.
But education's only part of it, right? Like, we all have a role to play here, don't we? When we watch these videos, when we share them, even just liking or commenting, aren't we kind of encouraging it all?
Oh, for sure. It all goes back to attention, right? Our attention is like currency online. Every click, every view, every time we hit that share button, it's telling content creators what we value.
So we have to be more careful, more aware of what we're supporting with our views and our clicks.
Absolutely. And, maybe even more importantly, we should be seeking out and supporting the creators who are doing things differently, the ones who are pushing boundaries creatively, but also responsibly, using their platforms for good, to inspire, to educate.
Right, like putting your money where your mouth is, saying, this is the kind of content I want to see more of, this is what I value.
Exactly. Because we really do have a say in what the internet becomes.
Yeah.
If you want to see something different, a healthier online world, We got to be conscious about the content we consume and create.
This whole conversation has been, honestly, a bit of a reality check. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by it all, the power of the internet, the way it can influence behavior, but it all comes back to individual choices, doesn't it?
It does.
If we each take a step back, think about why we're on social media in the first place, what kind of impact we want to have. That's how change happens.
It sounds simple, but it's true. Ask yourself the tough questions. Why am I here? What do I want to contribute? What kind of online world do I want to be a part of?
And on that note, we'll leave you to ponder those questions. This isn't just about one influencer, one tragic story. This is a conversation that's only going to become more important as the line between our online and offline lives keeps blurring. So until next time, keep those questions coming, keep the conversation going, and let's all try to build a better internet together.